a quick video or debugging session, for example, for the class that we discussed earlier. This is a recording of what we're doing in class. So, here we have our unit test for employee lists. And when we run it, let's run this. It's running, fails, and it fails right here. Line 14, meaning that line 14 right here is what's failing. So something is going on. And it's telling us that it's expecting to see Mildred as the first item, but I should see Mavis. So something wrong for a list of employees. So our first hypothesis is, well, maybe we're not storing things properly. So how do we make sure we're storing things properly? Well, we're in our debugger, so let's debug. So for example, let's set a breakpoint here in the test. And then, so when we run, we're going to stop there. Now, let's start debugging the test. There we are. Run. And we're running in the test. And we stopped right here on this line. So, the question is, now let's see what happens when we try to just store an employee to being added to our employee list. So we step in, we're in here, and we see that we're creating a new employee with first name and last name. It's good. So now let's step into that. And says, so which method do you want to step into? The add an employee. Well, let's just try stepping into the add. See what happens. Okay, we are now here. So let's take a look. We're past E, which is employee, and we see it's like Mavis Modulo. Okay, that's good. So then we are, you can see that we're entering capacity and the method's being added. Okay, the method's being added, so that's good. So we can step out of the method. There we are. So clearly, so far so good. Our employees receive size 1, and it contains an employee, first name Mavis, last name Modulo. Okay, so far so good. Let's continue. And we can step out. We can step into the next one. There we are. We're passing Mildred, main loop, to our method. There we are. There's Mildred, main loop being passed. And now the size of our employees is 2, so we added 2 now. Okay, that's good. Let's continue. We continue. So now we're here. So, okay, so for now, it looks like our list is storing Mildred and Mavis properly. So that hypothesis that they're not being stored properly is wrong. Okay, how about hypothesis number 2? So next we want to make sure that they're sorted properly. Fortunately, here we are. Things are being sorted. What we call the EL sort, the sort method on the employee list. So let's step into it. There we are. Oh, Look at this. We're using the standard collection sort. And we're sorting employees. Well, you know what? It's a standard sort. It's going to work. So the sort is probably not the broken part of the code. But wait a minute, if the sorting algorithm is okay, we remember that we have to provide the compare method to our part of our employee class, so that the sorting method knows to compare employees. Okay. This will require us to rerun the code. So now we need to restart our debugging line. But first we need to set another breakpoint. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to employee list. Say here's our comparative method. So let's set a breakpoint right here. And then we can rerun our test. There we are, we stopped the first one. But this time we need to continue on to the next breakpoint. Actually, we really should remove this breakpoint here because we're done with it. So our next hypothesis we're testing is that we're not comparing things properly. So our E is modulo Mavis, and the list object must be Mildred Manyloop. So because Manyloop comes from modulo, our compare method should return, hopefully, a negative number. So let's see what it does. We can just step over it. And hey, wait a minute. C, return value is 8. But that's not right. It should be negative, right? So clearly our comparison for last names doesn't seem to be working very well. Well, let's take a look. Get last name simply calls returns name, and then we call the strings comparison element on it. And then similarly, we pass it to get last name from the other employee, which we pass in as a parameter. Okay, well, let's set our breakpoint on get last name, and we can continue. So now it's called. So now we should probably rerun our test. And this time, don't need this. Can probably turn off this breakpoint as well. And now we just run. We're running. Stop here. Hey, wait a minute. Get last name. But we're returning the first name. Oh dear, I think we found our bug. We should be returning last name. Okay, so we stop. What we need to do is we need to fix our code. Last name. There we are. Oops. There we are. Go to employee test. Let's just try running it normally. It's running. Hey, passes. we fixed our bug. Congratulations to us. So this example corresponds to several full hypotheses. We start off with the question whether we were not storing things properly in a list. Then we looked at whether or not we were sorting properly, and then we discovered we were going to start sorting algorithm. We then looked at the comparative method that the sorting algorithm was using. In the process of stepping through the comparative method, we discovered the comparative method was returning the wrong values. And we looked at why it was returning wrong values. We discovered, oh, our get last name was returning the wrong variable value. And that's how we solved our bug. Thank you for watching this video.